We might as well just do it, because like I said, we have the downtime. I have to do a dungeon, which means I have to... Say, how are you at solving riddles, oh god? I've been staring at this parchment for bells, and all I have achieved is a terrible headache. You could spare a moment. Look. These words were written by a kindly old axe to help me flee from the beast. Unfortunately, he was struck in our escape, and the healers were unable to save him. For the compassion he showed me, I would like none more than to unravel the meanings of his message. Alas, I fear it's right beyond me. As the winding sun casts light upon the stone trunk, at its end you shall find a treasure most profound. Wrest the key from crossed hands, and open the way to riches. Now I know most of these words, but in the order, they seem to lose all meaning. I'm having particular pleasure with the phrase "some stone trunk." What could it be referring to? Some statue with a prodigious... Indeed, when you put it that way, the link becomes quite clear, and the sun would look quite striking near the fauna Maya, or Maya, where indeed such a statue towers over its surroundings. That must be it. It's worth a look at any rate. I think I'll go there now. In fact, are you coming along? Sure, you'd like to know if we cracked this riddle. Good. It's always better to have a companion at your side. Well then, let's make haste to the Maya. First one there gets pick up the treasures. Right, treasures. I don't get no treasure. Never get any treasure. Gazine. What's in a parent? Oh, that's interesting. My friend, the Yeti. Excuse me. You're a traveler, right? Would you be willing to take on a personal request? I'm worried for the safety of a friend of mine, and would ask you to check on him. Thank you. I know you have no shortage of demands on your time. My friend, you see, he's a bit of a private person, and I only wish to know how he is faring after the recent troubles. However, the journey to his abode is much too dangerous for me to attempt alone. I wouldn't dare ask another villager to go in my stead. A traveler with a sharp blade, however, can surely get the task done in little effort. He resides in the jungle to the northwest, or at least he used to. I'll make the location on the map. His name is Susanna, and if you say his name, he should respond. If my worst fears have come to pass, and he is wounded, he's used this medicine to treat his wounds. You will be rewarded for your efforts, but I suspect you would have helped me even if I had nothing to give in return. Oh, excuse me, do you need something? Wait, you're him, the very man who saved Mayhead's child, Ronald, was it? I knew it. I'm an alchemist of the great work. I am but one of the few who was looking after the child as she makes her recover. We're dear friends of mine. Thank you for everything you've done. Her condition on the mend. I'm sure you'll be glad to hear. We've been taking turns checking in on her. The last thing she needs is a gaggle of adults fussing over her day and night. That being said, when she is fully healed, there is a question of who will be in charge of her care. For the love I bore her parents, I would gladly take her in my own. But that would mean raising her away from her home. Moreover, I am yet to be wed, and my duties consume so much of my time I can't focus on my own care. Not only that of a growing child, I doubt my abilities to give her the love she deserves. Love equal to that of He deserves better than that, so I considered finding someone more suitable. The least I could do, and truth be told, perhaps the best option. And so, although I was born here, much of my life was spent at the Great Work. I'm afraid I haven't the foggiest idea what to ask, even if I had time to do so. You, however, seem to be well loved among the people here. Could you ask around in my stead? It would be a much more effective use of my time to prepare medicine for the wounded and sick. I apologize for imposing such an enormous task on you, but I would trust no one with it. When you're finished, come to my hut to the south of this settlement and we can discuss any potential parental candidates. You're putting that fate in my hands? Oh boy. You ask me, President's most motherly among us. She had a child of her own not too long ago, so I reckon there's no one better to be a wet nurse. That being said, times have been trouble for us all. It might be unseemly to ask her to take on such a burden unless she was willing. Hurry for the watch. You're the traveler who rescued the child of me. Yes. You have a moment to spare for the brave souls that watch over our village. The radiant host showed hand. The courageous among us have volunteered to climb these treacherous cliffs to keep lookout for any approaching beast. I would make their long day easier with home-cooked meal, but I cannot reach the summit on my own. Every mount that might carry me there is otherwise indisposed, but I don't believe that will prove a problem to one as so resourceful as you. If you would be so kind, please deliver these meals to the lookouts at the summit. I'll pay you for your troubles if the... Yep. Tea Fortel. You have a look in your eyes. I am well familiar with it. You wish to see the threads of fate which guide you? Yes? No? No. What if I told you they could be illuminated through the fine art of reading cha tea? What? Now you sound crazy. Yes, the last remnant of a cup of tea can show your fate. The leaves or spices in a cup spilling out a message for those who can read it. This art has been perfected over generations and is not near, and I am willing to share it with you. Are you willing to take my gift? Lend it before we begin, however. You must gather the spices we will use with your own hands. It's the only way to attune the tea to your destiny. Have marked on your map a location where you can harvest 3 different spices. You can choose 2 of those. And do not make this choice lightly. It may very well decide the course of your future. Rescue. The child, none don't over her quite like Yazin. But I understand alchemy is an immersible trade for a parent. Still, there's no one else that comes to mind when I consider the question. I'd volunteer to take her myself, but with the chaos of recent events, it's difficult enough to see that me and mine are fed, clothed. I know I'm not the only one facing such hardships either. Who do I think is most suited to care for the child? Yes, Enix' job is choice. Dependable, loyal, and dutiful. I know he does become so absorbed in his research, but that devotion has made him a peerless alchemist. Who better is there to look after someone so sickly as her? They're all pointing. Yeah. They're all pointing to harm. As soon as I find the door. Welcome to my humble workshop, Ronald. I'm almost too nervous to ask, but what did the others say? Well, that's neither here or there. You said Passa's name was mentioned? She's a good friend of mine, it's true, but there are other factors at play. I'd rather not burden her further if it can be avoided. That being said, we don't exactly have the luxury of choice, all things considered. I suppose I would be remiss if I don't at least speak with her. I owe the child that much. You, Ronald, a supportive presence by my side should help. Nearby, doubtless watching over her own child. I must deliver this message before speaking with her. Please go on ahead. Aw. It's good to see you, and who is this with you? Meet Ronald. He's the hero who saved Meven because his daughter. What a pleasant surprise. Thank you for your bravery. I heard tell of the troubles she's been through since. I hope that you are able to see her return to health soon. It has been trying, to be sure, but we must look forward to the day she has... Everyone is doing their utmost to make it so. The question remains is where she will go from there. However, I've considered taking her to my home. I feel my qualifications as a parent are somewhat lacking. I know you have been a dear friend of me, and as such, funny thought it me to ask if you're willing to care for her daughter. Or I would do everything in my power to see she is given into your care. I'm flattered. Mihe was a family to me, and I view her child as my own. I would do anything to see her raised, brave a woman as her mother, and not care for her. I'm not worried we care for her. Worthy? What is that? I understand it was sudden quest and no small besides. I'll be in the village for some time yet, so do you require treatment for you and yours? Please seek me out. I will. I would speak with you further, Ronald. Let's return to my dwelling. Hey, Corthus. We're doing side quests. That's what's up. Wait. At the end? At the end of this plot? I wasn't too forceful, was I? I simply asked her if she was willing. Didn't mean to make her feel obligated. Found her words somewhat fine. Not worthy. What could that mean? I'm usually not one to cry, but this worries me. I'm jealous. I want to do mining. I want to do gathering, crafting, but I'm still in the main story. And a friend, and I am loath to leave her to her troubles. And there is still the matter of the fact that my headset went out again. Oh, it's back. Matter of the child. I shall have to think on what to do from here. I may need your help again soon, Ronald. I guess. Oh, it's one of those. It's one of those side quests. Alright, now, hang on. I'm gonna do the other ones first. Well, I don't need to have it on that page. I'm at 90, thankfully. Okay. You hear faint sounds of an animal in pain emanating from the direction of the bluffs. Oh. Now that you mention it, what is my crystals looking like? Oh god, I'll be fine. Yeah, I'll be fine for crafting, gathering. It's just The Yeti appears to be wounded. Perhaps the medicine provided to you will alleviate its suffering. Gotta help a Yeti. Although you cannot understand the Yeti's words, you can sense the gratitude behind it. Return to the other young Akishura and inform him that his friend is well. Whoa. Come on, man. Oh, he ain't gonna come after me. There you are. Just so you know, I was joking about the first pick of the treasure thing. We shall be equal partners. Yes, now looking at the parchment, there are 2 locations. The treasure this trunk is supposed to lead us towards, and the hand which holds the key for it. I said we split up. This key is located where I think it is. It may be difficult to find without some method of traversing in the air. You do appear to be quite strapping, however. Either way, you can choose which one you'd like to investigate. Oh. There. I'll do the hands. Good choice. Well then, I'll leave the parchment with you. I've read it so many times I'm mesmerized. If you become lost in the maze of your own thoughts, please consult it. It should set you on the right path. Let's commence the hunt, shall we? Interesting. Crossed hands. Good thing I have flying, or else this would have been more complicated to get to. God, how would you even get to it? Yeah. Yeah. I don't even see a way to get there without flying. Perfect timing, I just completed my task. I assume you've done the same? You truly have the spirit of a treasure hunter. I know we're both burning with curiosity, but let's wait until open the box until we return to the stand. Mysteries can so rarely be savored. Talisman needle. Wow. I hate the fact that every time I'm doing a side quest, it's like all of a sudden monster. There we go. Okay. Stomach preventing discomfort and embarrassing. Does it help us? I just really are one. Oh wait. Like a hole. That one. I'll take that. That smell set your stomach rumbling, something fierce. Pray tell me you've bought enough to share. Oh, it's all yours. It's all for me? Why thank you, I was beginning to dread the rest of my watch. Something like a spice curry to keep hunger away. I've never seen a container quite like this before. Not a drop of curry was spilled in your flight. It's still popping hot. Thank you, friend. The sounds of my stomach would drown out the alarm. Say, you didn't bring anything to eat, did you? I knew I recognized that heavily scent. Spices to fortify the spirits? To sharpen the senses. This will tide me over until my replacement arrives. Yeah, all done. All complete but that one. Will do. Clean it all up. Up all of it. I could see you deliver the meals. If you had eaten them, I would be able to smell your guilt. I am grateful, as I'm sure the lookouts are as well. Long ago, we would post soldiers upon those cliffs, that we might see invaders approaching by sea. To think something much worse would eventually cause the ocean. Regardless, we are blessed that nature has provided us a way to watch for danger. I hope to keep our lookouts fed as long as I can. You have returned with the spices. See, you hold your future in your hands. Now give them to me, and I shall brew a tea that's not soon to forget. Here you are. Tea will decide your destiny, but that doesn't mean it can not be delicious as well. I hope I don't have to convince you to drink it. Till the final drop. I drink it. See, delicious, yes? Now pass the cup to me and I will read your fate. Fascinating. There's a great revelation ahead of you. A revelation that involves the gods themselves. What will you learn? How will it change? The tea does not say. Well, how does it feel? A glimpse of foresight is often an enlightening experience. I hope that my humble skills can dispel doubts in the days ahead. Thank you for giving me the chance to hone my craft further. Wow. It was actually true. Finally, you arrived. Now the key goes into the lock. This jewel appears quite ancient, judging from the symbols etched on it. It once belonged to an active practitioner of magic. Not surprising, I suppose the place we found it was once used by their mages for various rituals. They moved deeper into the jungle during recent years, but my savior likely knew of the temple's history. This may have been his way of thanking me for rescuing it, although my efforts were for naught. I feel ill deserving of such a prize. I shall use this to help the refugees, to rebuild their shattered homes. As for you, well, I did promise you a share. Yes, not exactly half, but I hope it helps. It helps with the fact that it's done. The quest is done. Welcome back, traveler. So, how was he? Oh, that's horrible. Still, I suppose I can be grateful that you could treat his wounds. I owe Susanna my life. When I was attacked by one of those terrible guys, drove the monster off. That was the start of our friendship, and I've treasured it ever since. But my family has forbidden me from venturing into the woods, so I haven't been able to check up on them. I know they're only worried by my safety. Still, should explain everything to them. You're right, of course. Surely if I explained his bravery and selflessness, they'll understand. I've nothing to lose by trying anyway. Thank you. Not only did you save, but you reminded me of what true friendship is worth. It's not much, but please take this. Is that curry? Did I just get curry? Curry. Do I have curry? I have curry. A dish that combines potatoes with blend of spices, the silky coconut milk stew. I don't like the sound of that, I'm afraid. There we go. Curing what ails. Well then, if you're willing, I have a task that requires immediate attention. It's simple, but essential, namely the gathering of herbs. The child is in a vulnerable state, and I will fortify her against further sickness. There are also more wounded in this village than I had anticipated. My stores have begun running low. It would be best to replenish them while time affords us an opportunity. Can I count on you to help me? Splendid. I require several of the reddish soma herbs, which grow among the shrubbery to the north, east. With both of us working in tandem, I wager we should have enough gathered before the next bell. Next bell. Is that hour? I'm guessing hour. Bell is hour, right? Oh, okay. This is happening. Oh no, it's fine. The bell's an hour, okay. There appears to be the but only the stem remains. Another already been here. Huh. Oh, I saw the creatures emerge from the bush, but you felled them before I had the chance to be frightened. I'm glad you survived unscathed. That's have been me. Did you manage to find them? Excellent work. My search came up fruitless. It appears we're not the only ones seeking this particular herb. Shouldn't come as supplies, I suppose. This area is well known for the medical plants which grow here. If my supplies run much more, perhaps I should ask the villagers if they have any to spare. For now, I believe we've found all we can. Let's return. Oh, really? Yeah, but the real question is, are we on the same server? Because I'm on, Hyperion. Why did it take... I needed a moment to think about that. Zelria. Oh, that's where my... That's where one of my alts is. But sadly, that alt is not anywhere near. It's nowhere near in Endwalker. It's still in all the way back in Realm Reborn. I haven't touched it much. As I suspected, we weren't the only ones searching the jungle. I returned to my quarters to find a bag, possibly stuffed to the brim with herbs, including soma, in fact. It was wait a sec. Can't wait for the day. You know what? Now thinking about that, that should have been the expansion. It should have. We should have access to all the data centers. Oh, they pushed it back. Okay. I asked a nearby colleague who delivered this bounty, and they told me it was one of Ash's stewards. I believe I know who it is. Her name is Sula. Shy one, but others kind of heart. Aspire eavesdropping during our conversation. Poorly, I might add. I apologize for asking more of you at the end of the trying day, but would you speak with her for me? Offer our thanks for the herbs and perhaps find out if she knows anything of Parlison's troubles. They're unstable because they couldn't get new hardware in, currently stuck in the California port, I believe. Oh, wow. I guess, yeah, it's hard to do anything now. It's hard to get parts. It's hard to get anything mail-wise, too. Like we ordered something. I can't even remember it because it's been so long, but it still never arrived. Oh, now I remember. We ordered sweaters from a place, and it still hasn't been even mailed out. And it's like, it's been 2 months. Like, man. Plus, it's the holidays in season. In winter, everything's always backed up. For my part, I'll begin synthesizing the medicine at once. Spoilers should be somewhere nearby. I pray you have a productive conversation. Oh, you are. I mean, who are you? You require something of me? Herbs. I came upon them while hunting. No more. I have heard that the medicine made from them is effective in treating the ailments of young children. It seemed only meet that I should do my part, as it were. What do you know? It's just... Oh, that... Very well. I believe I could shed some light on the root of... That is what you wish to hear, yes? Johnson asked you to speak with me, just as he asked you to gather his herbs. Well, then perhaps it is best for us all to speak together. Go to him, and allow me some time to gather my thoughts. I shall approach you when I am ready. You're just in time. I've only just finished synthesizing the medicine. So did Surla tell you anything of interest? Well, I suppose I can hear straight from her. I appreciate that you felt it fit to include me. Firstly, I owe you an apology. I was speaking out of concern for Passerin. I know what it is that weighs on our mind, you see. That is what you want to know, yes? The story is troubling to hear, and even more troubling to relate. Before I tell it, you must promise me that you will be her strength in the days that come. Of course, anything to help a friend. Dazar, her beloved husband, killed. when the veil of chaos descended upon the world. He fled into the jungle and transformed into one of those terrible beasts. He returned here a monster, where my sister met his wrath. Neither of them survived the ensuing struggle. Oh man. It was there as well, despite his monstrous form. I knew it was Dazar. I froze in terror while Pablo stood undaunted. She fought alone for my cowards. It was my fault she died. I know this, and yet I laid the blame on Arthur's shoulders. I lashed out at her, cursing her for her husband's cowardice. When we both should have comforted the other in mourning, I turned my back on her. I left her to bear the burden, not one, but 2 deaths. It is only natural that she would be hesitant to look after another given that. I was a fool to condemn Horizon when it was my duty to protect the people here. I have wanted nothing more than to apologize since that day, but I fear my words were too cruel to forgive. I cannot stand to meet her gaze. It was a difficult time for everyone. We often lose ourselves in moments of crisis, but so long as we find our way back, we are worthy of forgiveness. Kappa would agree. I'm sure she wouldn't blame you for what happened, nor would she want you to blame yourself. Harrison doubtless feels the same. Alright, I must apologize to her. That is the only course. Ronald, was it? I will speak with Harrison, but I require some time to muster my courage. Soon, I promise. Wow. That was pretty dark. The sins we bear. Thank you for lending an ear to my troubles. If you're willing, there is a place I would travel to, and I wish for you to accompany me. Administering to my duty may help calm my nerves. To that end, I need to inspect the temples for sign of disrepair. After we have finished, I hope to find the courage to once again look Harrison in the eyes. With all the monsters about, most of my attention of late has been focused on finding and protecting those who have fled. With the arrival of the Radiant host, however, there is finally time to attend to this long neglected duty. I too must ask that you go with her. Knowing their holy places are being cared for sets these people's hearts at ease. Even an ounce of comfort is precious in these trying times. Much appreciated. Would that I could join you, when I'm afraid an alchemist's tools are of little use against fangs and claws. Well, I know a few that would say otherwise about that. That doesn't mean I'll stand idly by, however. I'll remain here and continue making medicine for the children. My hands may be clumsy with sword and shield, but there are a few more adroit with mortar and pestle. We are blessed indeed to have a pair such as you looking after us. Well then, let us begin the patrol. Our first destination shall be Barusa, to the southeast. It is a bit of a trek, so make the proper arrangements before departing. A lot of reading. It's like it's just one side quest after another with some of these, because it's a chain, and the chains you want to do, because most likely they'll be connected to doing things later on. It's been some time since I have set foot in these hollow grounds, and times by gone, there is even more. such places in this region, but many were moved to Vanispedi. When one of the divinities worshipped here, were those words passed down? That we might send off our departed with its wisdom. Just as life leads to death, so too does death lead to life. Do not shed tears for the departed, for they have but set foot upon a new journey. Be not forlorn that your paths have diverged, but look forward with joy to the day that they might cross again. For as long as I can remember, I followed in my sister's footsteps. In her absence, I have felt lost. Whenever I think to forge a path of my own making, my legs become heavy and my heart becomes anxious. Your sister would want me to move. Thank you, Ronald. Gizen has a generous soul, and to have your wisdom to obey me is more than I deserve. With that, I could open my heart to in such a way. This part of the temple appears to be well kept. Let's check the other side, shall we? My God. Good thing I have flying, because this would take a while. This area is in ghastly shape. Scratches here, cracks there. Help me investigate further. We will cover more ground by searching separately. I shall search around this area, and I trust you to do your due diligence. The stones here are crumbling and fragments from them litter the ground. It would be best to replace them. It should appear to be, however, filling in the areas where the growth has fallen away should remedy it. Oh? Ah! Stones here are cracked and require repair. Have you finished? What is it, as bad as it looked? Yeah. Let's see, this may well have been the site of a battle or some other horrible conflict. I still want to care. It's here repaired, though this temple may be remote. The devout do come here on occasion to offer their prayers. Thank you for helping me today. This has helped me forget the Christ. With that plague us, it reminded me of simpler times, when we would look after the roads and protect the pilgrims on their journeys. I even looked forward to setting out on patrol, my sister by my side, but I must find a way to manage without her, to step foot upon my own path. My first step must be to apologize to Pazin, even if she may refuse it. No more distractions. That being said, if you were by my side, it may be all the more easier to find for me to find the right words. Oh, the moment is here. Hello, Ronald, and hello. I take it your patrol was fruitful. I've just administered a soothing sound, sleeping soundly now, so us speaking should not wake her. I'm sorry. I should not have said all those horrible things before. I was not in my right mind. It was my fault my sister was attacked. My sister was killed. I stood frozen in fear when Dazar attacked. Yet when it was all over, I placed the blame on you. I was a fool. It was I who couldn't ease his troubles. It was my fault he succumbed to the despair that gnawed at his heart. These are difficult days, and we shouldn't blame ourselves. There's reason in your answer, of course, but forgiveness of the self is no simple matter. I am overjoyed to speak with you again, however, I'm afraid I need more time to come to terms with everything. Would that I knew how much I could have been there to comfort her. I'm sure there's something I can do now, something to set her upon the right path. Societal alchemy. This is the last one. It is plain that person is not yet ready to forgive herself, but I am at a loss of what we should do. Do we leave her be, or is there some way we can help? I, for one, will not stand idly by while she suffers alone. Perhaps if she had something to remind her of her beloved, she would more easily accept his loss. I never did have the chance to say her farewells. Ronald, I'm afraid I must ask for your aid once more. It appears I shall be in your debt again, but it is well worth it. During the chaos, both of us fled northwest to the bridge. Let us retrace our steps, and we may find something that belonged to the Tsar. Pick up anything that catches your eyes, and we can share what we have once we reach the bridge. For all you've done for Sula thus far, Ronald. Her spirits are already much improved for your efforts. Let's hope that we can affect the same change. Dazar did enjoy the jewelry and the baubles, so it's not inconceivable that he may have dropped something as he fled. If you should spy anything glittering in the bush, couldn't hurt to pick it up. Side quests are long sometimes. Like the chain ones, like I said, are very long. They take doing the entire chain takes upwards of like 20 to 30 minutes to do. It's a lot. But we do them because we need to. Did it all for this action. It's just a rock. Ah! What are you? I messed that up. We need... There it is. Now I have Lunar and... Solar and Lunar are open now. So the next time I do it, I can do Phantom Rush. How goes the search? I found this necklace among the underbrush. One of Dazar's favorites. But it seems to be missing the jewel that made it shine so brightly. What's that in your hand? Why, this is it, the very jewel I spoke of. We make an excellent team, eh? However, we cannot give this as is. We must repair it first. Doubtless, I will be able to lend this. Let us return to the village. Okay, we gotta go get it fixed. We are so close to having this place cleared out. Lula has told me all about your findings. Quite excitedly, in fact. She's gone to find materials so she can polish the necklace into a mirror shine. For the jewel, I believe I can take it off your hands for the time. Repair should be simple enough. The elementary research. Once the necklace is in a presentable state, I'll bring to visit. You go ahead and tell her to wait for us. If we take longer than expected, I trust you can keep her in rapture with one of your grand tales. Grand tales, huh? You have something for me? I don't recall asking. I'd like you to have this, please. This is the Tsar's necklace. Oh, he was so proud the day he bought this. How in the world did you find it? I had not put memories to remind me of him, but the sight of this makes me feel that he isn't so far away after all. There's nothing I can do to change the past, but I can work to help give us both a brighter future. This is the least I could do, and I could not have done it without the help of these two. The gift, truly, and for your wise words. I see now that you're right. We mustn't let the tragedy of yesterday keep us rooted in place. All it takes is a single step forward, but you must want to take it. Well said, well said. Might I add that wounds heal more quickly when a salve is applied to them. When we ignore the pain they cause, they rot. We must take action to see them healed. And rest when we are tired. Only when our energy returns can we move forward carefully, one step at a time. Yes, one step at a time. Yes, and if it isn't too much trouble, could I help care for the child? Scars of recent tragedy are yet too fresh for me to take care of her entirely by myself, but even so, that doesn't mean I can't assist in some small way. I have my own child to look over, of course, but still, if you were to take the child under your wing, I would be happy to assist you whenever you needed me. For the time being, I could be her wet nurse. Any medicine she requires would be your responsibilities, I suppose. Then we can see that she emerges from her affliction as hale as a newborn. Hey, that's a splendid idea, I must admit. I can hardly think of a better arrangement myself. I shall hunt and bring food for the child that she might grow to be strong like her father and mother. That is what Chalpa would do. One step at a time, I shall make her proud. The emptiness I feel at the Tsar's loss takes some time to fill, but I believe in time I will heal. You would want me to heal. Allow me to thank you once again for all you've done. We owe you more than we can repay. Now, I would like to see the child for myself. Just like that. Oh, I'm not one for the subtleties of conversation, but I'd say that went as well as we could expect. Hey, I'll come back to my workshop. There's something I'd like to give you. Truth be told, I had already resolved to raise the child myself, but the prospect of having a helping hand is comforting indeed. I suppose the true work starts Oh, here, eh? I'm glad to finally have good news to share with her. But I've been so preoccupied with treating the sick and injured. I've had little time to think of the departed. My friends really are gone, but I can still honor their memory. If anything has become clear from recent events, it is that the people of this settlement must speak with one another about their troubles. Solidarity thoughts so quickly turn dark. I'm more than capable of treating the wounds we can see, but it takes a community to heal those that are hidden. I admit the latter prospect may take some time for me to become accustomed to. I didn't mean to get myself entangled into some serious battles when I set out to speak with Harrison. So much for that relaxing life I was looking forward to. Regardless, I apologize for dragging you along all this time, even though I doubt we would have arrived at such an amicable conclusion without you, so I retract my apology. Wow. Although her parents are no longer with us, I must do my utmost to raise their child in a way that would meet with their approval. I owe my friends that much. That took forever. Are you kidding? What is this, Ronald? Just a man who was hoping. Now that I've had the opportunity to speak with more of the people, I realize their plight is even dire. The recent crisis has caused the flow of supplies to grind to a halt, and the people can scarcely meet their daily needs. This would be the case even without the influx of refugees. One way we might alleviate this is to requisition a shipment from... The process takes precious time. I feel that many would starve before we see a single sack of grain. All of this is exuberated by the lack of able-bodied fighters. The wounded are many, and there are few who have the strength and skill to guard us from the beasts lurking in the forest. The Radiant Host will give their lives to protect us, and have. But every day, more of them are injured. Bravery alone is only worth so much in the face of overwhelming numbers. While I am much appreciative of your help so far, I am not so naive as to think that you will remain here indefinitely. Have we another of your skill to aid us, we might at least stand a chance to weather the worst of the storm. However, my time at the Great Works is spent largely in solitude, and the people of this village know little beyond its walls, but you've been to the furthest reaches and back, yes? Do you know of anyone who might lead their stout arm? Oh. I know an adventurer, I guess. I knew I could count on you. What do I count on? I believe we may be able to kill two birds with one stone with this pair. Unfortunately, my hands are full meeting the medical needs. Seeing as you're already acquainted with these fellows, would you appeal to them on our behalf? Apologies for once again putting so much on your shoulders, but it is known on your assistant. Well then, off to her. We went. Yeah, this game, I hate to say it, but this expansion has a massive problem with shoving too many side quests on you. It's not even that. The problem with it is, like, I did every side quest, right? And I'm not even anywhere near done the main story, and I'm already 90 because of the side quests. Because of there's so many of them. Oh, we're coming back here. Ronald, I had wondered when you would walk through my door again. You're pleased to hear young Risk taken into adventuring like a thief to a corn purse. He's more than capable enough to assist me on my less arduous tasks. Indeed, his future is bright. However, as much as it hardens me to see you, I sensed your visit is a time motivated by a curiosity in our affairs. I see. I did not know that Harkustan was beset by such troubles. But I suppose I shouldn't be surprised all kids are getting. Naturally, I should do all in my power to help. A few words, the right people, and the merchants will have their shipment supply ready in a matter of bells. Inform this young that the aid is on the way, and for much less coin than the merchants would usually charge. This chaos has gripped all of Razahan, and it is only together that we shall find the strength to release ourselves from it. If you require an adventurer, then look no further. Supplies require brave souls to defend them, correct? Then I offer mine. I will wait you at the gates. Wait for me, I'm coming too. Still wearing this outfit, even though I feel like I shouldn't be wearing this this glam. It's like oh no, is this what I think here? Good on our word, and not that I doubted she would. The merchants were likely all too eager to make such a sizable trade. They even provided us with bags and coats for the journey. And it appears Rangswell will be joining us. Try as I might to convince him otherwise, his mind is made up. Hopefully this will... My grandmother at least did say the road forward is paved with good deeds. The three of us shall see that no beast laid fangs or claws upon these provisions. There are more supplies to come, but they will be delivered by the radiant host. We shall be the vanguard, the harbingers of salvation. Doubt, let's be off. Oh. I'm debating if I should do my role quest after this. I'm gonna be honest. Can you imagine if you could just cut a tree down by having its wing just slice through it? Uh-oh. Y'all ready for that phantom rush? Here it comes! Yeah. There it is. I'm not. That was a splendid display indeed. Your bravery never ceases to impress. I've never seen such a fierce warrior. I dare say he's every bit of your equal. Children are so easy to impress. While Rano is indeed a former adventurer, your teacher has many great deeds to her name, and more yet to come. Now, the village is not far. Let us march, and I challenge any monster to approach. Hold on, you forgot the supplies. Oh, did forget the supplies. What are you running there? What is that? Blades Justice. Whoa. Oh, wow. Okay. That's a weapon. Oh, no. Hey! Did you see that, Lorenzo? Mark well how quickly that beast succumbed to the flurry of blades, and so far apart, thanks to... Ah, so this is the adventure that you spoke of. Not since my last hunt with sister have I fought so fiercely with another. And never have I felt so invigorated to have such a mighty... My side. How do you keep it? How do you keep it up? Watching you has me out of breath. Endurance is a product of long hours of practice, lad. Well then, since my hunt is finished, let us return, or we draw the attention of something deadlier, eager to speak with you. Do not keep him waiting long. Let this be the end. Oh my god, it still keeps going. It's an endless cycle. Does this place ever not have any more side quests? Is it always the one just sitting there taunting you? Taunting. There you are. Solar told me you bought both the supplies and the protection you promised. She is at present preparing the games you hunted. She had promised to spar with me afterwards. I am fast feeling that I have made the right choice in coming here. I'm grateful for it, Laz. It will do Sula good to have your energized presence right. I understand that there are yet more supplies to come. I must find a way to thank the merchants and the one who spurred them to action. What's it? You'll be happy to help. It seems we found a reliable ally thanks to you. Oh, teacher, don't forget, we should ask about the journal we found. Of course, I was just about to mention it. The beast Solo and I fell was holding fast to this. Perhaps you know who its owner is? I'd have mentioned. Yes, I do. If I know who penned this journal. They were dear friends of mine. Unfortunately, they did not survive the tragedy that befell us. I see. I'm sorry for your loss. Thank you. Luckily, their memory lives on in their child, and now this journal. When she comes of age, I'll show this to her. That she might come to know who her parents were. Life is but a string of meetings and farewells. It is our memories that sustain us, that give us life. And this way, those whose journey has ended, watch over those with the strength to step forward into a new day. Of all the wisdom grandmother passed down, I hold this to be the most precious. Memories are the greatest treasure that we can leave behind. The grandmother had a way with words. She could taught even the divinities a thing or two. I dare say you may be right. I am not half so wise as she was, but her sage advice has been a beacon in which has guided me true. But clear that we're not done yet. Oh. Truth be told, I first accompanied you here to repay the debt I owed. As grandmother would have wanted. I see now, however, that fate intended me to be here. In Sula, I have met a comrade in arms, and in Rosa I have found a capable and eager student. For both their sakes, I must strive ever to be better than the day I was before. Perhaps I should take up the art of dance. The fierce display of the tell me to set down my spear and take up the katana. But the grace and deadliness with which the dancers throw their weapons has a charm all the time. Some measure of peace have returned to the Matanga, and I believe my skills will be put to better use here. The adventurer must court challenge. My teacher has a daring spirit if slight records, but worry not, I'll make sure she doesn't come to harm. Have you listened to a single word I said? You have no notation of the dangers I must stray fairly. For now, you should follow great deeds and learn from them. Your adventures will soon take you far from here, Ronald. Rest assured that I shall safeguard the people of the stand, and I look forward to hearing tales. Well then, the first order of the day is to attune to the Aetheryte and gather information. Jot this lesson down, for these are the fundamentals of adventuring. Yep, that's right. First thing you do is, in fact, attune to the Aetheryte first. As an adventurer, always do that first. Our lack of supplies was weighing heavily on my mind. I feared for both a child, but for the first time in a long while, I can breathe easily. Proven to be a salve. Be a salve on someone's mood. Well, she laughs as she adds in her sister's passing. We both have you to thank for our reversal of fortune. Even the departed have benefited from Margot's rival. The delivery of the journal was an unexpected boon. It will doubtless prove to be vital in the raising child. When she becomes old enough to understand its contents, you will come to know the deep love her parents bore for her. A love so steadfast that it will shield her from the world's cruelty. Of course, I intend to tell her all about your part in her salvation. Well, but for now, there is work to be done for both of us, I'm sure, wherever so your journeys may take you. Don't forget the friends you have in this corner of Thavnir. And lastly, be safe. You die before I can repay the debt I owe you. I'll hunt you through the 7 hells until the ledger is balanced. Let's see it doesn't come to that, eh? And at last, it's all cleared. The only thing, at least this area, Thavnir itself, but Razahan has quest lines in it too, which I will take a quick peek inside to see. Yep, as I feel. 3, 6. 6 looks like 6. 3, 6. Now 2, 4. Oh, 7. There's 7 actually, okay. And there's also that, which well, I'm not gonna do because it just, my entire computer just froze. It's restarting itself, but that's okay. Well, yeah, that kind of sucks.